nothing came to my attention, and before it became to my attention, it came to the attention of fans that was seeing John Cena walk in public. And one thing they said they found it strange he was walking around without security. I don't think that's strange for a big guy like John Cena, even though he's one of the most popular wrestlers in history. I don't see nobody mobbing him. I mean, or trying to do harm to a guy that big. But they were bringing attention to his walk, like he's walking hunchback, and it's a significant look to the way he's walking, almost like an ape or like the beginning of the evolution poster. So I guess he has back problems. And he said on the talk show, which I did not know, but someone in the comments said, yeah, he has sciatica and it's causing him a lot of pain. And that's why he's hunched back and walking like that. But LeBron James has sciatica and he didn't come back walking like that. I think it might be something else. I think WWE took too much out of him, made him come back and the wrestle when he shouldn't have been wrestling. And then it's alleged steroid use. Like, look at this comment on TikTok. Oh, the steroids have, finally caught up with him. Then here's another comment on TikTok that says wrestlers, sacrifice their body for their craft. And then some guy on TikTok says this. Why does John Cena look like Ed Gein? I guess that's like a serial killer, but I gotta ask the question: did John Cena fall victim of WWE taking too much away from him? Because if he has to walk like that, if that's a condition that he has and he can't change, that's one thing. But what if he has to hunch down and walk like that just so he won't be in pain? That's another thing. And I feel like WWE do take a lot of out of wrestlers. Like if you look at Cena wrestle high profile stars that know how to wrestle that new style wrestling, like Logan Paul, AJ Styles. And when AEW came out in 2018, John Cena should have been a full-time actor. He shouldn't have kept coming back just because WWE asked for him. Because WWE had wrestlers in place to move on to the future, but they never did. They always wanted to come back to the old wrestlers, whether it was Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, The Rock, Stone Cold, John Cena. When AEW was at its peak and was kicking WWE's ass, they always didn't want to promote, the Undisputed Era. They didn't want to promote Swerve to compete with that. What they did was brought back legends to come back and wrestle with these young guys, and it's hurting them. And I feel like John Cena should have did what The Rock did. Gave him like 8 to 10 years and just became a full-time actor. Because John Cena, right now, the way he walking, it's looking bad. And he got two more matches. He got the Survivor Series match with Dominic Mysterio and the last match in DC, who we don't know who he's gonna wrestle in his last match. So I just feel like if John Cena has to walk hunchback like that, like the hunchback of Notre Dame, just so it would alleviate the pain in his back, I feel like WWE took too much off of him and took too much from him just to fake call him the greatest of all time, which he isn't. He won the 17th title, but just like they said about Hulk Hogan, just like they said about Kevin Nash, he wasn't a good worker. They don't say the same thing about John Cena 3 to 4 years, 3 to 5 years after he retired. The fans was already saying that when he was winning all the time. They said he only had four moves. That's why you got the "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks. Let's go Cena, Cena sucks." Because WWE was pushing him to the limit. They were pushing him to the top of the company and letting them win all the matches. When WWE fans wanted to see the next up and comer. Um, you know, take over the scene. So it seems like I think John Cena should have been done with wrestling 7 years ago, and him coming back for this retirement run, he's making it seem like, oh, now's the great time to leave because we got Cody Rhodes, we got Logan Paul, we got Roman Reigns. No, they didn't need you. You know what I mean? The right time for you to leave was 2018 when you still had your health. Now, I'm not going to accuse anyone of steroid use, but everybody knows people in the WWE has been taking steroids. And John Cena was only one of the few wrestlers that never lost his physique through his 20 plus year career in WWE. Never lost that physique. Like sometimes you'll see Batista kind of flabby or Randy Orton kind of flabby. You never seen John Cena flabby. So he probably was taking steroids. I wouldn't put it past him, but I mean, he's definitely not the greatest wrestler of all time. And when it's all said and done, these sheets is gonna kill him about only having them 4 moves. Because that's what they do. They praise you while you here, hate on you while you're gone. Just like they did Hulk Hogan. He was the GOAT. Then all of a sudden he was such an asshole. He was a prick to work with. Shawn Michaels, greatest in-ring performer of all time. People said, oh, Shawn Michaels wasn't shit. Shawn Michaels would play politics and bully people and rip people in the locker room all the time. And then Shawn Michaels had to find Christ, so people would stop talking dirty about him. So that's the only reason why they still don't talk shady about him. But Hulk Hogan, as soon as he died, oh, he was a racist, oh, he did this, he did that. So it's gonna be the same thing about John Cena. So you gave away your health for people to call you the greatest of all time for these last couple of weeks, and then when you retire 3 years in, 3 years from now, they're gonna say you didn't know how to wrestle. WWE overbooked you. You don't have all kinds of shoot interviews of how you was overrated. So I feel like the time for John Cena to quit wrestling wasn't December 13th. He should have quit 7 years ago in 2018, where it's a new wave of wrestlers. But WWE once again used them for the clout to compete with AEW because they had better wrestlers, better in-ring wrestling. So what will you bring back? You're gonna bring back legends like John Cena, Stone Cold, and The Rock.
Why is John Cena's back always bent at a 130 degrees angle? The real reason is heartbreaking. John's posture has been questioned by many. His back cannot straighten properly, making him appear much shorter than others and uncomfortable in public. But few people know that John doesn't want to slouch. He simply can't help it. John sustained serious injuries to his back when he was still a wrestler, as he had to fight others every day. At the age of 20, he injured his back during a match, causing his neck and lower spine to bend excessively. He was sent to the hospital, where doctors recommended long-term treatment. However, John's schedule was busy, and he was very poor at the time. He couldn't afford to stop wrestling, so he had no choice but to keep going, taking painkillers to get through it. John's relentless determination made him a famous wrestler, and because of that, Hollywood noticed him and he became an action star. Unfortunately, his back left him with severe lasting effects that can't be cured. To ease the discomfort of his spine curvature, he has no choice but to remain bent over. He doesn't disrespect his fans. His back just hurts too much. What's even more heartbreaking is that his pain worsens when he's filming action movies.
Another thing that's coming to my attention is the ticket prices for John Cena's last match in Washington, D.C. And just like all the WWE tickets, ever since they announced John Cena's retirement tour, they just been ridiculous. And some people might be saying it's a scalpers. No, I watched WWE when I was in Vegas last year to see Cena's last match. I watched WWE raise the ticket prices themselves overnight for John Cena's last match. And I always say this: if you got $1,000, no matter how big the wrestling event is, if you want to spend $1,000 on your seats, you should be able to get, no matter if it's in a stadium, arena, football stadium, or baseball stadium. If you got $1,000, you should be able to sit in the first 5 rows. At WrestleMania, people selling tickets in the 100s. Mind you, WrestleMania is a stadium. So you're up. You're still looking at the wrestlers far away. So in a stadium, a football game is cool. You can be in the nosebleeds and enjoy a football game because they use the whole field. When you see a wrestling match in a stadium like WrestleMania don't that ring is in the middle of the field. So if you're sitting in the 100s, you're still far away from the action. It's not like if you sit in the arena and you in the 100s, you still got a close up look. You're sitting far away from the action, and people are still charging you, $1,000 and up for those tickets. And some of them aren't resale tickets; they're the WWE's platinum tickets. So if you got $1,000 and you want to sit in the first 5 rows to a WWE show, you can't if it's a pay-per-view. That is ridiculous. That is unheard of. That's UFC prices. That's NBA prices. Matter of fact, I got Broncos tickets. I'm sitting in row 140, section 4. That's on the field, and that was way less than $100. I was way less than $1,000. I got a super deal on it. Um, but yeah, so that same ticket to WrestleMania probably would have been $1,000. So now you look at John Cena's last match. Some of these seats are ridiculously priced because scalpers got their hands on them. Like one ticket is 1,700, and that's like in the hundreds. Then you got people selling stuff that's in the 200 sections for 1,550 just to see John Cena's last match. I can't wait to this John Cena is over. I like the new wrestlers like Kenny Omega, Logan Paul, Carmelo Hayes, Will Ospreay, Adam Hangman Page. People that are just flat out better than John Cena. I don't need to see The Rock come back. I don't need to see Stone Cold come back. I seen them 30 years ago. Like, we gotta stay current, and that's what's hurting WWE's product right now. So now they just effing their fans in the ass by saying this is John Cena. You gotta be here. Stick a few celebrities in the front row. Oh, you gotta be here. Stick Kai Cenat in the front row. Drew Ski, Aya Show Speed. Oh, we got to go. You gotta be here. Because you know why? If no one buys these expensive seats, they just gonna stuff like celebrities in there. You know what I mean? The first 5 rows. You ever go to a WrestleMania and sit in the first 5 rows, you always see people getting out, leaving, getting out, leaving, getting out, leaving, getting replaced because no one's buying those expensive seats. But the WWE, if the camera's on Pat McAfee and Michael Cole talking, they can't have empty seats behind them while they talking. So they all fight a UFC fighter. They all fight a Texas Ranger or a LA Dodger or a LA Ram to sit here. And those people will sit here as soon as that match is over, or as soon as they don't pan off, or as soon as they pan off from the commentary room, those guys get up and leave. None of those guys are staying for the whole 3 hours of WrestleMania or however long. So last year, I'm at WrestleMania. I'm waiting for the John Cena tickets to go down for his last match. Mind you, the card is booty. It's cheap juice. I don't care about nothing but the John Cena match. So I'm gonna wait to the last minute to get my tickets. You wouldn't believe how many celebrities will just leave in the arena in the middle of the card, and and athletes that you knew by name that was just leaving the arena way before the matches because they were comp seats and they took the photo op and they wanted to have those seats full. So the UFC lightweight champion came out and we talked to him. I forgot his name. Marab. He came out, start talking to us, and we was like, "Yo, can we get your wristbands? Can we get your wristbands?" He's like, "Sure, I don't care about this shit." And he gave us our wristbands, and we were able to sneak in. You see what I'm saying? So that goes to tell you that WWE is not selling these expensive seats. So then now what they're starting to do is upgrade a fan seat. Well, you're not upgrading a fan seat. You're displacing a fan and putting in a seat that you did not sell. Because if it was sold out and someone bought that seat, you couldn't have upgraded their seats. Because how are you going to upgrade their seats to a sold out show? So what you did was take somebody up that was in the nosebleeds or the 200 or 100s, brought them all the way down to one of the seats that you did not sell and that the celebrity left empty, that you didn't want the camera catch the chair being empty, and you sat those fans right there. So you didn't really upgrade their seats. You gave them a seat that no one bought in the first 3 rows, which was awesome, but don't make it seem like you upgraded the seat because you were a good Samaritan. So not only the ticket prices is one of the reasons WWE is not worth it. Another reason is they're not promoting any of the black males. They're like emasculating their black men. Like you seen Bianca Belair, you seen Naomi, you seen Jay Gargill all get the top women's title. But the men, they losing their tag team titles to a white dude with dreads made out of hay, horse hay. Like, what is this? Like, Carmelo Hayes, Oba, Trick Williams, like those people was on damn TNA, like in NXT. I'm like, what's the deal? Why you see AEW, Swerve is a champion. You know what I mean? Ricochet is a champion. They got their own storylines. They don't got no goofy, over exaggerated gimmicks. And they're doing well. Like black people can be their self. They don't have this in AEW. They don't have the stereotypical gimmicks that WWE has had for black males the last 50 years. And you gotta have the matches. Once that referee counts 1, 2, 3, you like, yeah, because it was an upset. Mark Briscoe, I apologize because I said I screamed, yeah, loud as F on my notes when Jay Briscoe defeated, Cal Fletcher. Now, I'm not a Mark, so forgive me. People hit me in the DM as like, no, Jay Briscoe is the one that passed away. You mean Mark Briscoe? So yeah, Mark Briscoe, when he beat Cal Fletcher, I said, yeah, because Cal Fletcher is this like super duper technical wrestler. ESPN named him number 2 for wrestlers 30 and under. So Cal Fletcher is up there with Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Swerve, Hangman Adam Page, Okada as, one of the best that can do it as far as in-ring action. And Jay Briscoe, I'm sorry, forgive me, Mark Briscoe made a match where he could use tables, ladders, chairs, tic tacs. So he got, Cal Fletcher out of his game. And Cal Fletcher being such a great wrestler, he said, I don't care what Mark Briscoe does or what stipulation, he's not going to win against me. I'm just too good of a technical wrestler for him. So I use that stuff to my advantage and it helped me more. But Mark Briscoe was able to pull out the title. Another match, Kyle O'Reilly beating John Moxley again. They beat each other to a bloody pulp, but just for Kyle O'Reilly working so hard, you know what I mean? Being in WWE and NXT, WWE developmental, knowing they were the best thing in developmental and never got the big shot in WWE to go to the main roster. For him to get on that huge stage in AEW and beat one of the biggest stars in wrestling, clean, John Moxley, is crazy, yo. That made people happy. And Chris Statlander, who battled so many injuries, she's going against a juggernaut, Mercedes Moné, that has 13 belts. Like, you would think Chris Statlander time was short because Monet has been steamrolling. Mercedes Monet used to be Sasha Banks in WWE. She's steamrolling. Ring of Honor, Indies, has 13 belts. We just knew, Statlander's time was up. But Statlander proved that she dug deep. Already lost 2 matches to Mercedes Varnado. She was able to dig deep, you know what I'm saying, and pull out the win against Mercedes. And everybody already had doom and gloom on their face when they heard Mercedes Monet was going against Chris Statlander, because we all seen Chris Statlander work so hard to just be able to walk, let alone get back in the ring. And as soon as she wins the AEW Women's title, she's going to lose it to Mercedes Monet. That didn't happen. What actually happened was Chris Statlander retained her title. Then we seen the Young Bucks win $1 million with the 6-man tag team against Kenny Omega. And after the match, it was some satire. They took big duffel bags out the ring, like, yeah, you got $1 million. But they were able to, the team he won it with was part of Don Callis's family. So when Don Callis's family, watched the Young Bucks and Don Callis walk out the ring with $1 million, they came back to hurt their friend, the Young Bucks' friend Kenny Omega, and try to break his leg. And the Young Bucks said, forget this money. They made it look like they came back to save Kenny. So that was like, what do you call that? The Return of the Jedi, a Star Wars moment. That's when the good guys came together and the fans was happy. You know what I mean? Like the heels finally got what they deserved. The bad guys got what they deserved at Full Gear, and all the matches was so good that you knew who the heel was, but all you heard was "This is awesome, this is awesome, fight forever." Like when you watch AEW, it's like you watching a real sporting event, and when you watch WWE, it's like you watching a bad movie about pro wrestling. So when they talk about tribalism or this and that, and you're still watching the same thing, but in no, you're not watching the same thing. AEW and WWE is two different things. Now, every professional wrestler will have that characterism in it, like, but once they ring that bell, you watching two different wrestlers. Like when you watch WWE, sometimes the commentary over talk and over exaggerate everything. When you watch an AEW match, Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, Tony Schiavone, and the Excalibur, they don't talk over each other. They don't over exaggerate each other. They sound so professional, as if you was watching Monday Night Football or you was watching UFC with Daniel Cormier and Joe Rogan. It's totally two different types of wrestling, and some people might like the more serious, athletic, sports oriented AEW. Some people may like this big spectacle, like Paul Heyman said, the WWE, and now WWE is starting to admit it because they can't match AEW's skill in the ring, and they don't want to. They're going in a different direction, so they're starting to call their shit a spectacle. So when you say this is crazy, this is over the top, oh, we told you it was a spectacle. It's the biggest spectacle. Instead of saying the biggest wrestling event, now WWE is calling it the biggest spectacle. So WWE is making up excuses on why they don't need to put good product out there, as long as they can bring a celebrity here or there, or have some over exaggerated matches or over exaggerated characters. They can get away with it. So yeah, all wrestling isn't bad. Like Vince Russo was on a podcast saying wrestling sucks. Logan Paul is the best thing out there in wrestling. No, Logan Paul is probably the best thing in WWE because he's not better than Swerve, Hangman, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. I can name some others. He might be better than everybody in WWE. And then people in the comments are saying, yeah, wrestling is sad. No, it's more to wrestling than WWE. So when you say that WWE is bad, don't say wrestling is bad. No, WWE is bad right now.